And then they got a little smoky in the late 60s.
Yeah.
And I didn't want any parts of it.
Yeah, I understand. One, I got to ask you a question now, and I'll see if you remember. What was the first year that you did the Dick Clark show? You remember? You have any idea?
It was 18...
And Clark looked just the same in 1890 as he does today.
Really?
Do you remember the year?
I think it was 56.
Okay, now, it's absolutely true. You won't remember this. I didn't remember it until today. A few months ago, Dick Clark dropped a picture off at my office. I was sitting at a set of drums.
I remember that.
Now, is this starting to make sense?
Yes.
And I was saying to Freddie, the recorder today, I says, you know, that's strange. So I did a little research. I'm sitting at a set of drums, and Dick Clark sent this picture of both of us talking. And Dick Clark said, who are these two young guys? Clark looked exactly the same today as he did then.
That's right.
I was on his show, and I played a little drum solo, and he came over and said, Johnny, I understand you're going to introduce somebody at the American Bandstand. And guess
That's
what?
right.
And who did I introduce?
Yours truly.
Chuck Berry.
Yes, truly.
And I didn't think of it until today.
Just a little squirt then.
That's true. Yeah, I was a little squirt, he said. I was hardly nationally known, but Dick at that time would get people who had been on national television to introduce new people. And this kept going through my mind, and sure enough, I remember.
In fact, I was a little squirt then.
We were both little squirts then. The walk you did for the studio audience a moment ago. Now you're known for the duck walk. Is this a modified? You got a couple.
Can you just play? Can you just give me 10 bars?
Do you want it easier to do out here or here?
No.
That here?
He's great.
Okay.
Just 10 bars.
You know you're through in the business when you do that and you can't get up. Yeah. Then you say it's time to hang it in.
Yeah.
Did you have fun doing the book?
Yeah, I really did.
Somebody told me you usually, when you perform, insist on getting paid cash up front. True?
Well, not cash, but things as good as cash, like cashier's checks. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I had a lot of problems waiting 2.5 hours for them to count monies. And then they make mistakes. So up front, and then a lot of the promoters add taxes from the government. They're not supposed to, so up front is better.
I know a lot of people who go on tour run into that same problem. You go in and it takes them a while before they get all the house count, and sometimes the performers have been stiffed. Have you ever been ripped off? No names, no names, please.
More ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, Johnny. Wait, in fact, one time, and even John Lennon said he had the same thing happen to him. One time in Mineola, Mississippi, I drove down there with a big bus, had a lot of overhead with the band.
Yeah.
I was taking band. And we played a New Year's Eve thing. And at 12, we played from 9 to 12. Rather, from 8 to 12, 4 hours, union thing. At 12, I told her 1 to make sure I gave him a good 4 hours. I quit. Shotgun. Play until 12:30. The party's still going on. Well, in Mississippi, you played at 12:30.
You got it? Yeah. When the guy has a shotgun, you play as long as he's got the shotgun in his hands. I noticed, I mentioned in the introduction that a lot of artists who've been on this show, a lot of the people in rock and roll, credit you with really, admire you. They've stolen from you. You were the borrowed, a nicer word. When you were getting started, who did you
Here, I tell you, the main guy was Louis Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Yeah, I wanted to sing like Nat Cole, with lyrics like Louis Jordan, with the swing of Benny Goodman, with Carl Hogan on, with Charlie Christian on guitar,
right,
playing Carl Hogan's riffs, who was Louis Jordan,
right,
and with the soul of Muddy Waters. Oh, I had it all mixed up.
That combination?
Yeah.
That's a nice blend.
Yeah.
Were you and Presley friends?
Yeah. When he was living,
Yeah, well, of course. Do you still keep in contact with him? Well, he's with Houdini, We'll take a break. We'll be right back.